Wakey, my friends. 7:07 here in the 865 on my way to campus. Look at that, the sun is finally coming back out. Had a good night last night. Got home from work and basically spent two and a half, 3 hours reading about Bitcoin, blockchain stuff. Got a couple of my first wallets. I actually did a lot of research and ended up kind of getting off the rails researching Dogecoin. I've got a Dogecoin wallet, and then I found a Dogecoin faucet, which if you didn't know, like I didn't know last night, that's basically where you can sign up to get free Dogecoin every couple hours. So I got 2.19736 whatever, which apparently is equivalent to $0.00. So that's pretty interesting. But, that's my first cryptocurrency. I own it. So that's awesome, right? Anyways, the next really thing I want to research is security and being able to keep up with all your wallet addresses and private keys and all that, whatever. So that's another big step. But yeah, so that looks pretty awesome. And apparently, I was doing a little bit more research last night on Litecoin. Apparently there's a lot going on with Litecoin now. And as I learned yesterday, apparently SegWit is still a big controversy and potential solution to the scalability problem of Bitcoin. And then also that supposedly kind of conflicts with the
Level 6.
people who want to use ASIC Boost for making more money. Anyways, get a little sidetracked. But so apparently Litecoin should be pretty interesting because I think they're about to implement SegWit, or they have been in the test node, in the test net, and then they're going to implement it on the true network here soon. Anyways, yeah, so that's interesting. That's what's going on now on April 25th, I believe, 2017. And then, this morning I listened to a Let's Talk Bitcoin podcast about Blockstack. That was actually really good. That was one of the other ones. I found another website last night, Bitstream, which apparently is one of the bigger developers. They're doing side chains and stuff like that. And then so I listened this morning about a Blockstack, which was always pretty interesting. I always liked them, and so that's very good. Yeah. So man, it's going to be so crazy. I'm going to have to spend the next couple of months trying to figure all this stuff out, but super freaking excited. So I'm going to get out of here and try and do some homework. What a day. Actually, a different scenery today. This is what a University of Tennessee Mincow building classroom looks like. Anyways, I got a bit, I didn't really record many videos today, I guess, but this morning I did a bit of work on the 362 project, then went to 362 class, walked to the University Center, got some lunch, worked on a bit of 340, then went to Perkins. So for 402, our final senior design, they've gotten the screw conveyor put together, so that's awesome. So then we went today and spent basically the last 5 hours getting the electronics soldered together, put together, a lot of the software fixed up. And here's Vasu, working together on a lot of projects, so spend a lot of quality time together. Anyways, 402 project's looking pretty good. The pieces are independently working. We're not just waiting on the combination to get figured out. Dewey's working pretty well. Just got to get the middle part, the bridge, worked out. Anyways, We're now working on our 459 project. Final presentations tomorrow. The final reports due Friday, but hopefully submitted before then. And then, yeah, that's it for that. One class down, except for the final, which is 2 weeks from yesterday. Well, fairly boring afternoon. Went by super quick. I can't believe it's already, 5 o'clock? Almost 4:45. Alright, well, that's it. That's all we got. Breeze blocks. Got some all J up in here. My boys. Anyways, quick update. Stayed at school for a little bit. Worked on the 459 stuff. Knocked that out. Actually, not all of it. Got a bit to do on the report, but that's not due till Friday. Got the presentation down. Good to go. Came home. Kept listening to a podcast on my way home. Some people talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, stuff like that, which really brought me about to my topic today that I've been reading about. So everybody kept saying, I've heard before the DAO. What happened with the DAO? For the longest time, I thought they were talking about like Dow Jones, like the stock exchange. And I mean, I know the stock market's been up and down a bit recently, or it was a little bit last year. So I thought they were just trying to make references to the current Bitcoin, Ethereum, other cryptocurrencies as the fluctuations of the Dow. But the Dow is actually DAO, the Dow, the Distributed Autonomous Organization, that was created by the people and some of the guys, girls, from Ethereum. So the DAO is supposed to be this organization, essentially like a venture fund for cryptocurrencies, or for blockchain companies and other organizations like that. I'm going to go turn this AC off. I don't know why it's on. Anyways, yeah, so it's been pretty interesting. That's what I'm reading about now. Apparently, one article I found was Dan, I think one of the founders of Steemit. Apparently he and his group tried to start another DAO type organization called BitShares, but I think theirs didn't do so well. Apparently the DAO's not doing very well either, because last year they got hacked and a bunch of money stolen, because they were the largest crowdfunded project ever, about $150 million, which I just read was, at the time, worth 12.7 Ether. Alright, think about that. 12.7 Ether was equivalent to $150 million. Wow. Crazy. Anyways, yeah, as always, I've been spending a lot of time reading about this Bitcoin stuff. Have a lot of stuff going on in terms of what I want to learn, where the future might be going. To be honest, past couple of days, past week, has actually been somewhat of a downer, in the sense of, I entered this research, and I'd originally found Ethereum and Blockstack, I guess sort of Bitcoin. I'd been familiar with it. And these other platforms and whatever. And I was super excited, like gung-ho, like, oh, this is going to be the best. Everything's so great. When in reality, apparently today, or actually it wasn't today, it was like middle of April, when one of the podcasts I was listening to, there's just a bunch of Ponzi schemes going on. And it's super easy for people to get, really Ethereum is built for people to be able to create their own tokens and establish their own system. So it's built on Ethereum, and you can still, is based on Ether, but you create your own token to resemble or to stand for your product or website or service. And a bunch of people have been doing ICOs, initial coin offering, and have just been pumping and dumping, running off with the money once they get it. So it's a little disappointing. I really kind of had this realization, I guess, that when you're which is something I was talking about with mom the other day, is, when you're on the outside or when you're first learning about something, it's all good and great and looks ideal, I guess is the best word to put. But then when you actually get involved and you kind of dig below the surface, you realize that, yeah, sure, it may be a distributed autonomous system, but there's still people running it. I mean, it's still just human to human political and philosophical issues is what it all comes down to. I mean, the article I was just about to read but got sidetracked by wanting to make this video is, apparently what happened with the DAO is why there's Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. Or, I don't know if those are the different ones, but Ethereum Classic and whatever the other version is. Of course, that's the same reason why yesterday I was reading a bunch about Bitcoin and Bitcoin Unlimited. I mean, splitting and hard forks and soft forks, and it's really all just about the people behind them. I mean, all these Ponzi schemes and pump and dumps are just people wanting to get rich, raising money from people who have no idea what's going on. So yeah, it's a little discouraging, but it's not going to stop me. I'm still going to. It's always something to work for. I mean, I guess as Gary Vee says, is that you just hope that you never reach the end, so that you always have something to run towards. Anyways, that's about it. A little bit of just kind of a ramble, just some spew of thoughts. So I'm going to get out of here, eat a bit of dinner, some cereal and asparagus, so should be a good night. Quick update. As it turns out, from what I've been reading, most of the people that either write for these crypto websites, or crypto news websites or whatever, either don't have good grammar, spelling, and usage of the English language, or they do not employ editors to basically spell check. So I should have just done more research instead of just taking it for its word, which I didn't really believe, I guess, but still. Earlier I said 12.7 Ether was equivalent to the $150 million. Again, I should have just known that was wrong. Later on it says that 3.6 million Ether was equal to around $70 million. Well, that's still a lot. I mean, it said when it was trading, when Ether was trading at $20 for 1 Ether, that would have been equivalent to, or the whole DAO fund would have been equivalent to about $250 million, which is really nothing compared to what Bitcoin's at right now. I mean, so at the time of this recording, 1 Bitcoin is equivalent to $1,282.81 USD. So, yeah, I mean, really $20 isn't not compared to anything. But, anyways, that's all I got. Just wanted to make that correction. Thank you.